Oh my god, we're doing another one of these. I thought I cancelled it. Week 31. Yay! Alright, before we start this video, I need to say yes, I know it's been a while since the last 2025 movie marathon. I'm currently recording this on the 29th of June, 2026. And to address all this quickly, 2026's movie marathon going strong as ever. I am however many films we're in to the year now. And I'm going to power through and finish 2025, and we're going to get 2026 out by the end of the year. This literally shows you where by I am, because I just uploaded the Portugal program. But I've waffled on enough now, so we're just going to jump back in time to past 2025, Max, where we started off by watching The Thursday Murder Club.
But who is us? I'm sorry, how rude of me. We're the Thursday Murder Club.
With current residents of Cooper's Chase. Yeah, this is a consultation. You other residents consult all you like for the next 10 minutes.
Solidarity! Okay, everyone out of the way, let us start digging, yeah? You're not entering this cemetery, Bentham. Okay, get your hands off him, Bentham.
One thing I feel this marathon has proven is that I love murder mysteries, which is why it comes to no surprise, I really enjoyed The Thursday Murder Club. And whilst it's not the greatest murder mystery I've ever seen, it's also not the worst. I feel like this one falls pretty in the middle, which is still a good thing. Because first of all, start off with, there's a great cast to this. You got people like David Tennant, Tom Ellis, Pierce Brosnan, all of which are incredible actors, and they brings the liveliness to this film, and they really portray the characters well. But what makes this film unique compared to other murder mysteries is that this cast is full of old people. These characters are in a retirement home, and that is what's so, it takes us into this new world and a new format of telling a murder mystery. And this plot was really thought out and very carefully structured around this old person's home setting. And it worked really well. And obviously I can't say much, you can't spoil a murder mystery. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time trying to piece together what was happening and whatnot. So I was very thoroughly, and what the film does is it got me engaged. I was very engaged watching the film. And for a murder mystery, that is quite important to keep people, anticipating what's to come. So it really achieved that well. And later on, after watching this, I went out and bought the original book as well, because this is another book adaptation, but as far as I can tell, it was a pretty great adaptation. Oh god, I haven't done one of these in so long, I forgot to rate the film. 7.5 out of 10 is my rating for this film. I don't think I've ever related to a film more.
Oh, you know what? I'm not the only person in the world who rides a bike.
Yeah, everyone rides a bike. With their six.
Happy birthday, Andy.
It was a funny film. It was really stupid and a really funny film. Unbelievably stupid, you could say. I'm shaking the camera, sorry. But it manages to take this idea and it makes it work really well. Somehow they have an entire story revolve around this 40-year-old virgin. I mean, it works so well because you got people like Paul Rudd, and obviously you got Steve Carell playing the 40-year-old virgin, and Seth Rogen. All of these bring so much humor to the film. It is unbelievably funny what happens in this film. And it is thanks to these actors, because they are naturally gifted at being funny. And as well, the writing and the actual plot itself revolving around all of this was absolutely hilarious. And for that, I did quite thoroughly enjoy watching it. And I feel like this is like a classic film. I feel like a lot of people do bring up this film as well, which means it has solidified its legacy in film as well. So it's a solid 8 out of 10 for that. And I definitely recommend watching it if you want to laugh, because it won't disappoint. Now, I know this one's a bit late to the party, but obviously Robocop 1 and 2 I watched last week to fill in the last 2 spots of Terminator week, really. And I wasn't going to watch number 3, but number 2 ended on a cliffhanger, so I'm like, may as well. So, yeah, let's finish off Robocop.
If you remember them, they're never really gone.
I'm thinking I have to go home and face them.
Robocop 3, obviously I watched this for the sake of completing the trilogy, because last week I I watched 1 and 2 with the Terminator stuff, and I was like, you know what, let's finish it, because I do believe it ended on a cliffhanger. So you know, it does build on the story of the last two, and it continues the narrative with the Robocop and all of that stuff. But overall, it didn't really, you know, excite me, and it didn't. I feel like none of the films really engaged me and had me investing in it, like, you know, what the Terminator managed to achieve. Again, it's an old film. The visuals and stuff are a bit outdated. Obviously, that doesn't really matter. You know, because back then it was, you know, the creme de la creme. But you know, if you enjoy it, you do. But for me, it's a 3 out of 10. Because it's just not my cup of tea. That type of one, and the story wasn't exactly my forte. By Alfred Hitchcock. Takes me back to sixth form media. I love me an Alfred Hitchcock film, and The Birds was a must-see, especially as I've seen films like Rear Window and Psycho. Really thoroughly enjoyed them. But in terms of The Birds, I won't say it's one of my favourite of Alfred Hitchcock's works, but it is quite a quirky and creative film. I mean, it's literally about a town being infested with these, like, ravenous killer birds or whatnot. I feel like the plot wasn't as exciting as something like his other work, Psycho or Rear Window. There wasn't really a mystery to this. Obviously, there's the mystery of, like, why these birds are attacking, but there's nothing that kept me, like, on the edge of my seat being like, oh, what's going on here, you know? And that, for me, that is the type of thing that's up my alley, and I feel like this film was lacking that. But also, at the same time, I was quite engaged with just seeing how he had these characters handle the situation and survive this infestation of birds. And there were quite some interesting dynamics, because it's quite a unique scenario to be put in anyway. So they did handle it well, and obviously Alfred Hitchcock, great director, and you're not going to really see any of his films flop anyway. So, you know, I'm going to give her a 7 out of 10. Personally, not one of my favourites of his films, but, I mean, giving her a 7 out of 10 says a lot anyway. We all know me, I'm a bit of a K-drama fan now, so... Love Untangled, new one on Netflix. Oh.
Kim Hyun. The boy that at least half of the student body has a crush on. What is she, a barnacle or something?
I folded one every time I thought about you.
You know what? I'm halfway through 2026 and I have not returned to my K-drama era yet, and I'm really missing it, because looking back at Love Untangled again, I really miss it. I miss that, what these films capture, and that is a testament to this film and the other K-dramas I've seen, both TV shows and the films, because it's a really beautiful love story. I put on my notes, the Koreans always deliver a lovely surprise, and this was no different. I mean, it's true, the Koreans do it fantastically, because they really had this natural relationship building between the characters, not just between the two love interests, but the entire friend group as well. It all felt real, and there was so much heart in this, and you know, it felt real with all the, you know, the main, I'm awful with names, so forgive me. So the main guy in the film, the love interest, the male love interest, he had some family things going on, and that was kind of the obstacle in the relationship, and, you know, that kind of created the conflict, and it felt so real, and the emotion was raw. They did it incredibly, and that added a catalyst to the you know, the classic K-drama, that it didn't make things simple, you know. It wasn't just these two people fall in love and get together. It was they had these feelings that it couldn't work out because of what was going on, and they had to understand each other, and then years later they reunite, and you know, you can watch it for yourself. But it was beautiful the way it come full circle. Again, it felt real, and it is incredible. And you know, it provides everything a K-drama should be, and I loved it. I loved it so much. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. We're gonna watch a film about film. Oh well, people sneaking into films.
And all you almost got was a little baby titty. And very little, might I add, because she is fairly flat chest. My man Jason Voorhees.
The correct answer to the question who wins in a fight between Jason, Freddy, Leatherface, and Michael Myers is the audience. We all win.
That's your daughter?
My daughter? It's my wife.
I'm sorry. She just looks a lot younger than you.
Now this was a weird film I watched, the 420 movie. It was funny, and I didn't really know what to expect going in, but well, first of all, it captured like a lot of what it meant to be a kid, and you know, the mischief you'd get up to when you were younger, and it captures that realism. I could really relate to it myself. I found this film really funny. They were really stupid moments, but stupid humor is my favorite type of humor as well. And the plot was bizarre. This friend group were trying to sneak into a cinema. They get kicked out, and this boy was trying to go out with this girl, and it's chaos. But that's why it captures the essence of childhood and the mischief you get to, because it is just chaos, to be honest. And so it felt real. The relationship between these characters, they felt like genuine friends, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's a really enjoyable film. It was really funny, and it does capture. I could really resonate and relate to the mischief that these kids would get up to.
Mr. Wenzel. Hey.
Is the film I watched, and it was incredible. I really liked it, and I didn't really know what to expect going into it. I'm so glad I watched it though. Even looking back now, it was hilarious, and it kind of gives off the Naked Gun, but if it was a genuine serious action film, because it is Naked Gun level humor. It was hilarious all the way through. Yet the story itself as well wasn't as Naked Gun-y. It was a genuine interesting and engaging plot watching it. There was so much action packed into it, and it was executed so well with, like I said, all that humor. I really liked his actor. His name is Bob Odenkirk. I butchered that awfully, but he's a really funny actor. Obviously, he's in one of them, you know, the TV show that I'm not a fan of, but he was one of my favorite characters in that said TV show, actually, because he was funny, and he brought that humor, the stupid humor, to a serious action film, and it worked well, that dynamic as well. You got people like Christopher Lloyd as well, Doc from Back to the Future. He's in it as well, and again, he also brought that charm to the film that made it hilarious, while also they can also, you know, be serious when it has to. And the relationship between him and his wife and his family, whilst juggling this life of action, and he's been hunted down. I think it's such an interesting dynamic, and it's a great clash in the themes as well. It's a really, really funny film. I really enjoyed it looking back, and that's why I'm going to give her an 8.5 out of 10, because after that then, Nobody 2 came out and I was rushing to go to the cinema. Hi, this is Edison Max. I have no idea what happened to the Roses clips I took in the cinema. It's been a year since then, and they disappeared somewhere on my phone, so whoops. Let's just go straight to the review of the film. And The Roses was a completely bizarre experience of a film. Benedict Cumberbatch and I don't know her name, I'm sorry. But even the notes I wrote for the film said it was a bizarre idea for a story. Yet, They surpass all expectations and create such a funny yet so emotional, at times personal film, because this film is about this man and woman who fall in love, have a family, and then they both have their own separate business ventures. The woman runs a restaurant, and the father is a architect. Benedict Cumberbatch, an architect, and that slowly turns their own success turns them against each other, and they start to envy each other's success, and they start to detest each other's guts. And from, the film starts off with a nice, the ramp up of them meeting, they fall in love, it's a lovely film, hate each other's guts, decline, and it's such a up and down film for that. And it just, you never knew what was going to happen in the next scene, because it was just so, it was fast paced, and you didn't know what to expect. They were trying to kill each other, but you're also trying to figure out how the relationship was going to end up working out or not. They had their children, and it was really funny, and genuinely, like I said, it was emotional as well. They actually genuinely, it was emotional. It is such an interesting concept for film. They managed to make work, and at the end, then there's a big plot twist again. Okay, spoiler warning. I'll say this a little bit, but they make up at the end, and then blew up. They all blew up. Blew up in my face. It was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it, which is why I'm going to give her an 8 out of 10. It was such a bizarre film, and they are some of the best ones. The ones where you come out to be like, what the hell did I just watch? But then you actually think, you're like, that was a genuinely good film, but like, again, what the hell did I just watch? And that brings us to the end of week 31. But I want to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in week 32, or wherever video's out next.